Hey, what's up guys, it's TechSumer talking to you here. And in today's video, I want to talk about the iPhone 8. Is it worth it to still keep using the iPhone 8 in 2023? And is this phone still usable after WWDC 2023? Because I think that the iPhone 8 will be killed on iOS 17. I might be wrong, I might be right. But there's a chance that the iPhone 8 slash iPhone 8 Plus slash iPhone 10 will die on iOS 16. So let's analyze the iPhone 8, the forgotten iPhone that everyone still knows about, recognizes, but I think most people recognize this iPhone as the iPhone SE and not the iPhone 8. Because the iPhone 8 came out together with the iPhone 10, and that phone put the amazing iPhone 8 at the time on a very big shadow. So let's analyze the iPhone 8, and I don't have an iPhone 8 Plus currently. I've used it. I don't have one currently, but I do have an iPhone 7 Plus, so I can show you how it was the differences between in terms of sizes. This is my iPhone 7 Plus, but the iPhone 8 Plus was about the same with a glass pack. So what about the iPhone 8, the 8 Plus? Are they still usable in 2023? And most likely, should you still keep using them, or should you upgrade for a newer phone? If you are looking to upgrade for a newer phone, I have tons of videos on the iPhone 15 covering the leaks, and then of course the review of the most recent iPhone, the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So if you are interested in that, do not forget to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Let's talk about the iPhone 8 slash 8 Plus in 2023, shall we? The iPhone 8 was launched in 2017. Yes, 2017. It has passed almost 6 years now. Together with the iPhone 10, they were the flagship phones coming out that year. The iPhone 10 was more of a visionary iPhone, so Apple thought what the future of the iPhone would be, and they released the iPhone 10. A full screen iPhone with no bezels, Face ID, all of the fun stuff came on the iPhone 10. But the iPhone 8 was very underrated. The iPhone 8 had the same chip as the iPhone 10, and about the same camera system, minus the main camera, and still had the wireless charging that iPhone 10 introduced, and the glass pack design which made the iPhone 8 much premium. It was cheaper, lighter, and for most people it had the home button, which a lot of people enjoyed and are still enjoying in the current day. So is the iPhone 8 still usable in 2023? Well, I don't think so. I think that the iPhone 8 is still pretty old. But let's find out why the iPhone 8 is not usable in 2023, and in my opinion the iPhone 10 still is. Because the iPhone 8 lacks some features that makes the iPhone 10 still usable and worth it in 2023. And of course, you can find the iPhone 8 for very cheap, but I do believe you can still find the iPhone SE 2, so the newest version of the iPhone 8 with a better chip. It's not the newest version of the SE, but it's the newest version of the iPhone 8. It's the version afterwards of this design. And I do think that that phone, I think it has the A13 chip, it has better camera support, so it has better features on the camera. It still doesn't have low light camera or night mode, but it still has very cool features on the SE. So what features was the iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus usable and very good, and the lack of features on this phone that make it not usable in 2023? Because I think that nowadays we are used to some type of technologies on our phones, and the iPhone 8 lacks some of them. Night mode, a very cool portrait mode on our phones. I think that the iPhone 8 lacks tons of those. But if you want portrait mode, it's easy. Just buy the iPhone 8 Plus. The iPhone 8 Plus was a bigger version of the iPhone 8. It had a bigger screen, a 5.5-inch screen, while this one was only a 4.7-inch screen. The iPhone 8 had a dual camera system with a telephoto camera, while the iPhone 8 didn't. The telephoto camera enabled portrait mode. This is not an iPhone 8, like I told you, this is an iPhone 7, but the iPhone 8 Plus was very similar to the iPhone 7 Plus, adding wireless charging and the new A11 chip. So, yeah, how these two phones, the iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus, perform in 2023 is not quite as bad as you are probably thinking, because the iPhone 8 is still fast, still crispy, still can handle iOS 16 pretty well. You can make calls, watch YouTube videos, go on Instagram, message your friends. The iPhone 8 still has access to all of Apple's services, since FaceTime to iMessage. So yeah, these two phones are not that old. Like, they are not obsolete, but they are getting old. The cameras are not that great. The display is not that great. It's an LCD display, no promotion, just 60 Hz. The brightness is okay. So yeah, I don't think that the iPhone 8 Plus and the iPhone 8 are worth buying in 2023, especially the iPhone 8, that now you can find the iPhone SE second generation for very, very cheap. But let me ask you this. Do you like the iPhone 8 Plus size? Do you think that the iPhone 8 Plus is a cool phone? Well, I also think that. And the iPhone 8 Plus is truly, truly cool. Because the iPhone 8 Plus, it's the last big size on-button iPhone. This iPhone is the size of my iPhone 14 Pro Max, but the display has big bezels. It's the biggest 16:9 iPhone ever made. And the iPhone 8 Plus still has the home button with Touch ID, still has the dual camera system, which is kind of good actually. The video quality here is the 4K 60, the first two phones actually to introduce 4K 60 on the iPhone lineup, because the iPhone 10 was only announced a few minutes later. So yeah, the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus were the first iPhones to feature 4K 60. Then, the cameras are also very good on the iPhone 8 Plus when compared to the iPhone 8. It features telephoto lens. The telephoto lens made a lot of differences because it enables you to take portrait modes, which was one of the biggest features on the camera on that time. And I think that the better battery life, because it has a bigger battery, enables you better photo capabilities because it enables you to take video longer. So yeah, the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus were a very, very, very small upgrade over the iPhone 7. I think that the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus should have been the iPhone 7s and the iPhone 7s Plus. But Apple decided to release the iPhone 10, and so I think they thought that maybe calling it the iPhone 8 would try to improve a little bit better the sales of these phones. But still, I don't think a lot of people bought these phones. The iPhone 10 sold like hotcakes, and a lot of people forgot that the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus existed. I do think that the design on the iPhone 8 is extremely comfortable, very tight to hold, like it fits on my hand. I've used this phone for, I think it was 2 years and a half. Yes, the iPhone 8, not the 8 Plus. I actually preferred the smaller phones at that time, and this phone was incredible to watch YouTube videos, Instagram, message, playing games. It did everything. The camera was not the best, but at that time I didn't need a very good camera. So I just used the iPhone 8 like I had, and I actually enjoyed it a lot. The iPhone 8 is a pretty good phone if you like to just watch Instagram, YouTube, and message, FaceTime. For example, for kids that want to play, I think that the iPhone 8, if you have one lying around, is still a very good option. But if you want to buy one in 2023, I think it's still very obsolete. Do not buy one, go get the second generation. But the story changes if you are talking about the iPhone 8 Plus, just because Apple didn't make an iPhone SE second generation with this type of size. This iPhone was the last of its generation, the last of its kind. And so, I do believe, if you want this form factor, your only chance is to buy an iPhone 8 Plus. They are cheap, they have a big display. It's very cool because this phone actually can turn on its side. It was the last iPhone that can turn on its side and use iOS on landscape mode. It's pretty cool. Even iPhone 14 Pro Max, 10s Max, 11 Pro Max, 12 Pro Max cannot do this. So the iPhone 8 Plus was the last iPhone to be able to do it. Then we have the displays. This has a 5.5 inch display, while this phone has a 4.7 inch display. This is the plus size model, this is the regular model, and both of these phones had huge bezels. As you can see, the display was very small, the aspect ratio was 16:9, the colors were not that great. It was a very good LCD at that time, but the brightness is still not there, the contrast ratio is way worse than the current iPhones with OLED. So yeah, the display is not the best anymore, it's LCD, so it's barely usable for people that actually don't notice the difference between LCD and OLED, but most of people are now actually adjusted to using an OLED display, so they will notice the differences in quality between the LCD found on the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus, and of course the OLED screen found on the iPhone 10. So let me know in the comments down below what you think about the LCD on the iPhone 8. I think it's usable in 2023, but it's kind of just scraping by because it's not that great in 2023. Then we have the battery life. The battery life on these phones right now, in this current state, like used state, it's terrible. It lasts you like 2 hours. When they were new, the iPhone 8 Plus actually had some good battery. It could last you the whole day without charging, while the iPhone 8 couldn't. This time at Apple was a time that Apple was not known by having the best battery on their phones. Actually, the battery is not that great since the iPhone 6. And so I thought that the iPhone 8 had mediocre battery life when it was new, and the iPhone 8 Plus had okay battery life. So one day, it was fine, you could use it all day. But it was a very big, a very, very bulkier phone than the iPhone 8. While the iPhone 8 is a very compact, very thin, and you actually appreciate how thin it is when you compare it to the newer iPhones, because it's really, really thin. Trust me, you can pick it up and you feel the thinness. And the iPhone 6 was even thinner than this, so it's just crazy how thin the iPhones and small the iPhones were at that time. But this all impacted on the battery life, and in 2023, the battery life on these two phones, it's terrible. Finally, we have the cameras. The speakers, I will not even talk about them because they are good enough to hear some things, to watch videos, but they are not good enough to, I think, listen to music. Music here does not sound that great. I can maybe show you a test. So here it is. As you heard, it was not that great, but I want to talk about the cameras because in today's day and age, the cameras are the most important part of a smartphone. It's where you completely capture reality and post it on your social media, you capture reality and you leave it through years later on your memories, and these two phones have two different camera systems. Although they are the same phone, the same model, they have different sizes, and this was the time that Apple changed things up. So the bigger size model had better cameras. Since the iPhone 6, that this was true, but it was accentuated on the iPhone 7. This is the iPhone 7 Plus, like I told you, and it has a dual camera system, just like the iPhone 8 Plus. This is the iPhone 8, and as you can see, it has the two camera system here and one camera system here. The main camera, it's the same camera, but then this one has a telephoto and this one doesn't. Of course, this makes a lot of difference when zooming in things, taking telephoto shots, which is just a different ratio that you want to take photos. This made possible by taking portrait modes on the iPhone 8 Plus, while the iPhone 8 couldn't. When zooming in, these also had much more quality, while the iPhone 8 didn't. While on video, the iPhone 8 was the first iPhone to feature 4K 60. And this is maybe the only thing that the iPhone 8 is still actually good at, taking video. 4K 60 is still very good, and I think it's still pretty usable in 2023 because the current iPhones can also top out at 4K 60. So I think I will switch my iPhone 14 Pro Max for the iPhone 8 so you can see the quality if I switched out on the talking head video. So I've just switched out to the iPhone 8 and this is the iPhone 8 video quality. As you can see, it's actually not that bad, but reminded that this is a studio light with a studio microphone and this is the best that the iPhone 8 camera will ever look. So as you can see, it's not even close as good as my iPhone 14 Pro Max. It has that iPhone sensor look that you can distinguish from my iPhone 14 Pro Max excellent camera and even from a mirrorless camera. So yes, this is the best that the iPhone 8 camera will ever look. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about the video quality, which is actually also 4K 60. That video was 4K 30, this is 4K 60. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. So as you saw, it's a lot of difference. Even in on studio lighting, the iPhone 8 quality, it's very much worse than the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So the cameras, I think they are usable in 2023, but they are not the best. And for you that actually cares about your camera quality, your photo quality, the iPhone 8 would be a phone that I wouldn't be happy to use on in 2023. Maybe the iPhone 10 can pass by, but I don't think that the iPhone 8 is actually capable of keeping by in 2023. So as you saw, the theme of this video was the iPhone 8 is getting older, it's getting obsolete. The iPhone SE second generation is the best option if you like the smaller size. If you like the big size, I'm sorry, this is getting extinct, but you can still get an iPhone 8 Plus, be supported by iOS 16, and maybe, if you are lucky, Apple gives you iOS 17. If you like this form factor, the iPhone 8 Plus is your only choice. So, this was the iPhone 8 in 2023. Let me know in the comments below what you thought. I think that the iPhone 8 in 2023 might be on its last year of use. This iPhone is getting old, it's getting obsolete, and I think most people that have this phone will drop it out this year or maybe at the beginning of the next one. This phone is ready for an upgrade, so if you want to upgrade your phone, the iPhone 14 Pro Max, the iPhone 14, the iPhone 14 Plus are all excellent choices. I have videos on those phones on my channel, go check it out. And if you want to save some cash, the iPhone 13 Pro Max is also an amazing choice that you can find cheaper for around $800 to $900. So go check it out. All of the comparisons, all of the reviews are live on my channel. And if you are interested in knowing which iPhone will come next, there's the iPhone 15, which I also have tons of videos talking about the leaks recap, what features can we expect, when will it come, and the prices. So if you like those types of videos and you are excited to watch my channel, go check it out, and do not forget to drop a like down below and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Tech Talking to you here. Bye bye.